Hey, in this week's lesson, I'm going to give you a 15-minute study routine that you can follow every single day, and it will help you improve your English fluency. Are you ready? Well then, I'm teacher Tiffani. Let's jump right in. Part 1. The very first thing you need to do as part of this 15-minute study routine is to look in the mirror and talk for 60 seconds about yourself. This is not like any other study routine. It's going to truly help you speak English fluently. So, for the very first 60 seconds, what I want you to do is to speak about yourself. Now, it's very important that you look in the mirror. So, we have again, the very first 60 seconds is going to be all about you looking in the mirror and speaking about yourself. You might be wondering why you are going to start with speaking about yourself. This is because you know yourself well. You want to start your routine with something you are comfortable with, something you are comfortable talking about, and you are comfortable with yourself, I hope. So the first 60 seconds, again, just speaking about yourself, and then we're going to move to part 2. The second thing you need to do is pause for 30 seconds. That's right. I want you to pause for 30 seconds. Now, let me explain why this pause is going to be so important. You see, as you're studying, as you are practicing English, your brain is being forced to do something it's not used to, right? You have your mother tongue, but now you're going to be practicing in another language. So you need to take a short break. That is why this pause is going to be so important. So you have a 30-second pause. So the first 60 seconds, you're speaking about yourself. Then you pause for literally 30 seconds. After this pause, giving your brain a chance to kind of relax, you're over the nervousness, you're going to move on to part number 3. For part 3, you are going to look in the mirror again, and you're going to talk for 60 seconds about one of your friends. Now, you're probably noticing something. The mirror. That's right. There's something that happens when you look in a mirror. Even if no one is around you, you're still able to overcome the nervousness that happens when you speak to someone in English by simply looking in a mirror at yourself. So this is going to be key to our 15-minute study routine. So once again, the third part is for a 60-second period. And if you're following along, I want you to see we are highlighting this portion right here. Now we have 60 seconds. 60 seconds of, once again, you are speaking about your friend. This is something that is also going to be very important. You're talking about people. First, yourself, because you know yourself well. Then your friend. Why? Because you also know your friend well. We want this study routine to start off with you in your comfort zone. Now, we have part 1, talk about yourself while looking in the mirror. Pause. 30-second regroup. Start back again, 60 seconds in the mirror, talking about your friend. What do you think part 4 is? You guessed it. Part 4, pause for 30 seconds. Again, these pauses are going to be very, very important. So again, you're pausing for 30 seconds. So let's go back to our visual. Again, this entire thing represents our 15-minute period. So now you're pausing right here. Let's go back really quickly. Make sure we have this color if you're watching. You're pausing for 30 seconds. Again, this is just to regroup. This is just to give yourself an opportunity to collect your thoughts. So we have this 30-second pause. Now, after this pause, you're going to move on to part number 5, again, of this 15-minute routine. This time, for 60 seconds, you're going to look in the mirror and talk for 60 seconds about something in your room. Notice it's not a person this time. The first two, yourself and a close friend. Now we're pushing you a little bit more. Remember, the goal is to help you speak English fluently. Using this 15 minutes. 15 minutes is a short time. A 15-minute study routine. So 60 seconds about something in your room. So let's go back to our visual. Again, 15 minutes about something in your room. Excuse me, 60 seconds. I think you got scared, didn't you? Don't worry. 60 seconds now about something that is in your room. And I need you to understand, you're looking at this thing. You're not imagining it. It's very important that you remember that you're going to be looking at something in your room, okay? So 60 seconds about something in your room. You can talk about your bed. You can talk about a painting you have on the wall. You can talk about maybe a picture of you and somebody else, but you want to talk about a thing, something specifically in your room that you can see. Why is this important? Yourself and your friend. These are things that are already in your mind, right? Now we're pushing a little bit more. Oh, wait a minute. Spontaneous. Something I'm looking at. I have to think in the moment. I don't have anything memorized. I've memorized information about myself. You've memorized information about your friend. Now you have to think in the moment about something in the room for a 60-second period. Trust me, this 15-minute study routine is going to help you, all right? There's a method we're following. All right, so what do you think happens next? You guessed it, part 6. Take a 30-second pause. Now, I need you to remember, you need to have some sort of device that can time you. The time is going to be very important, all right? A timer or your cell phone. So, going back to our visual. Again, now we have 30 seconds. Let's zoom in. For a 30-second period, you are going to just rest. Just pause. Give your brain an opportunity to collect itself. All right? So again, we're going through this 15-minute study routine. We've already done what? Talked about yourself, talked about your friend, and now talked about something in the room. And we've had 3 pauses. Now, after this pause, the next thing is part number 7. You are now going to look in the mirror and talk for 90 seconds about something you ate. Notice the time is now increasing. The amount of time you need to speak. Remember, this is a simple 15-minute study routine that will help you speak English fluently if you follow it. So now we have a 90-second period where we're speaking about something that you ate. Now, you're probably wondering, why is it something that you ate? So first, let's fix our visual. And then we will talk about why it's important for you to talk about something that you ate. So we have a 90-second period, all right? Here we go, 90 seconds. Now think about it. When you eat something, right? You remember what you ate for your last meal, hopefully, right? That is now something that is not a person, something that you remember, but something that you still need to think about. Like, wait a minute. I haven't memorized any information about the food I ate earlier. Again, your friend, yourself, you've memorized information about yourself and your friend. But when it comes to something that you ate, yes, you know what you ate. But while you were eating, you probably did not think about describing that thing. This is why this 90-second period is going to help you a lot. It's a fact in your mind that already lives there. Now you're going to have to give details about that fact thing you ate. Again, right before this, you had to talk about something you could see. Now you're going to talk about something that's already in your mind. You remember what you ate, but now you have to describe it, and we're going for a longer period of time while still doing what? Looking in the mirror. 90 seconds, all right? So what's going to happen after this? You guessed it, a 30-second pause. These pauses are going to be very, very important because as you're speaking, you'll feel like, okay, I can just keep going and then I'll get to rest for a few moments. So once again, part 7, we have this 30-second pause. So you're going to pause for 30 seconds after speaking for 90 seconds. Now, 90 seconds seems like a short time in life, but when you have to speak for 90 seconds, it can be a little tricky. So we're going to put this pause right in here. Okay. And you see, we're moving closer and closer to the halfway point of our 15-minute study routine. So after your pause, we're going to move now to part number 9. Another 90-second block. You're going to look in the mirror and talk for 90 seconds about your parents. Now we're going back to people you know very well. This method, again, it pushes you and then lets you relax. It stretches you and then lets you relax for a 15-minute period. So for 90 seconds, you are going to speak about your parents. Again, all while looking in the mirror. So let's highlight this part again. 90 seconds. All right. Remember, we have this. Each main block for those watching represents 60 seconds. So a 90-second period where you will be speaking while looking in the mirror about your parents. People you know well. People you have a lot of thoughts about. For 90 seconds, you can say whatever you'd like about your parents for that 90-second period. All right. So we have this 90-second period, you speaking about your parents. Again, stretching, relaxing, stretching, relaxing. This 15-minute study routine is going to change your English. What's coming up next? You're so smart. You know it. The next thing is that 30-second rest period. Pause for 30 seconds. Remember, I mentioned earlier, this is going to be so important for you as you go through this 15-minute study routine. You're going to need a break. You're going to feel a little bit overwhelmed at first, but then you'll remember, oh, I have a 30-second pause coming up. So you'll push yourself. All right. So we have this pause. After the pause, we go to part number 11. Now we have another 90-second period, and you're going to look in the mirror and talk about a celebrity. We're now thinking about a person that you've also thought about a lot, but now you're going to describe that person. So we have now a celebrity. For 90 seconds, you are going to speak about a celebrity. All right. So let's highlight this right here. You're going to speak about a celebrity for 90 seconds. All right. Again, it can be a male or female. Just think about a celebrity, someone you like, and you're going to describe that individual for 90 seconds. All right. A celebrity. All right. Again, we're stretching you. You know a lot about your friend, and you might know a lot about the celebrity, but you might not know the same information about the celebrity that you know about your friend. So we're pulling different vocabulary words, different phrases from the ones that you know in order to describe someone that is not your close friend, but you know a lot of information about him or her. So after you talk about the celebrity for 90 seconds, this 90 seconds of just saying as much as possible while looking in the mirror, you have a 30-second rest period. That's right. You're going to be able to pause again for 30 seconds. Look how our diagram, for those watching, is coming together. Lots of pauses, but also lots of opportunities to speak during this 15 15-minute study routine. And I hope that you're taking notes. It's very important to take notes, all right? You're going to pause for 30 seconds, all right? You've just finished speaking about the celebrity, and now you need to pause for a moment. Now, after that 30-second pause, you're going to move on to the next part, which is a 120-second block. Basically, a full 2 minutes. That's right. For a full 2 minutes, you're going to talk about something you are wearing. Now, it's not something you know about because you've memorized information about a person or a thing. Now it's something in real time, spontaneous. For 2 minutes, 120 seconds, you're going to talk about something you are wearing. So let's go back to our diagram. And again, we're talking about something again. I want to emphasize this point really quickly. Remember, this is helping you pull information that you've already memorized and then going to actually speaking spontaneously in the moment about something you haven't prepared. All right? This is a good practice for you. So again, we have 120 seconds. So we're going to take this last 30 seconds right here, add it to this full 60 seconds. And then we're going to take another 30 seconds from the other block. Remember, as you're looking at the visual, if you're watching this lesson, you're seeing how we're almost getting to the 15-minute mark. So for this 120 seconds, you're talking about something you are wearing. So you're looking in the mirror and talking about yourself. You're describing something in the moment for 120 seconds or for 2 full minutes. Now, after this 2 full minute period, you're going to be looking forward to the 30-second pause. That's right. You're going to need this 30-second pause because 2 minutes looking at yourself in the mirror, explaining what you're wearing, describing yourself, it might feel a little overwhelming, but you can do it. The more you practice this 15-minute study routine and follow it, the better your English fluency will become. So again, we have, once again, our 30-second pause. So again, let's highlight it. On our diagram, we have a 30-second pause, all right? Very important that you actually take this pause, specifically when you first start following this 15-minute routine. As time goes on, you'll get to the point where you'll be able to speak for the full 15 minutes. Trust me, I have students that are able to do this, right? But we're just talking about getting you used to this pattern, this study routine for 15 minutes. Now, after that pause, you're going to go to the last part, which is a full 120 seconds or 2 minutes speaking about one of your goals. You're looking in the mirror. You've spoken about people. You've spoken about things you can see. Now you're going to talk about things that have already been in your mind. Things you've thought about over and over again. You're going to talk about your goals. So once again, we're talking about things you can see and things that also are in your mind already. So here we go. Let's actually go back very quickly. We're going to highlight this right here. And we're actually going to highlight the last portion of our 15-minute study routine. You're going to talk about your goals. I want you to think about your goals. 2 minutes is a long period of time. You're going to have to give lots of information about your goals, why you have the goals, when they started to be your goals. This is something that will help you as you move forward. So, your goals. Now, I want you to look at this. This 15-minute study routine, if you're watching the lesson, right? This 15-minute study routine, how many rest periods do you see? We have quite a few rest periods, but how many rest periods do you see? Let's actually identify them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 periods of rest. These rest periods are going to be so important. But I want you to look at something else. In a 15-minute period, you'd have talked about yourself, your friend. something in your room, something you ate, your parents, a celebrity, what you're wearing, and your goals, all in 15 minutes. Do you know how amazing that is? 15 minutes. We're talking about improving your English fluency. And you're going to be able to improve your English fluency by following this simple 15-minute study routine. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Don't forget, remember, every time I teach you something, I want you to practice what you've learned. So don't forget, you can always download my app, English with Tiffani. Download the app for free. Check out the lessons, and you can actually decide if you want to stay with us in the app. You'll find weekly English fluency lessons with teacher Tiffani. Click on that and you'll see all the practice lessons that go along with my weekly YouTube lessons. So again, the link is in the description if you have not already downloaded it. English with Tiffani. Practice what you learned today. See if you remember each step of this 15-minute study routine. And I will talk to you in the next lesson. You still there? You know what time it is. It's story time. Hey, I said it's story time. All right. So, you know, if you've been with me for a while, if you're new, hey, but if you've been with me for a while, you know how much I love teaching you how to be organized, helping you organize your thoughts, giving you study plans, study routines like we had today. I actually do the exact same thing for my personal life and also for my business. So I'm your English teacher, right? And I want to tell you about this one time when I was feeling a bit overwhelmed. So I had to come up with a plan, a routine. Now, right in front of me in my office, whenever I'm recording, I can see my plan for my entire year, my plan for the month, and my plan for the week. They're always right in front of me. So this was one week when I had to record all of the videos for the upcoming month. I had to record a ton of videos, but my schedule got a little changed a bit and it got thrown off. So I had to, normally I record all of my YouTube videos for the month on one day. Then the next day I'll record all of the videos for my vocabulary lessons. Oh, I actually have a daily English vocabulary newsletter. You can become a member, and every single day of the week, I'll send you an email with a new word, a new video explaining that word. And I have many students that are already following that now. So if you want to join that, all you have to do is go to dailyenglishvocabulary.com, and the link will also be in the description. So anyways, I have to record a lot of videos, and I was behind, 2 days behind. I said, how am I going to record about 50 videos before the end of the week? And I paused and I said, wait a minute. Let me think about what I teach my students. When you have a plan, you'll succeed. So I said, okay, I have this 10-hour period today, and I have about 50 videos to record. If I schedule my recording time and also schedule my break time, I think I'll be able to get it done. Now, I had never done this before. 50 videos in one day. That's a lot of videos. So I said, okay, Tiff. Got up early that morning, had a great breakfast, took my shower, had my makeup on, everything. I was ready. And I came to my office. I said, all right, for the first 3 or 4 hours, I'm just going to do my YouTube videos. Take a break. Then come back, and I set a period of time to do the 30 videos for my vocabulary channel. Now, I am not going to lie to you. On that day, I was moving like a robot. I was getting it done. Record. Hey, how you doing? Yeah. Stop. Okay. Edit. Next. Hey, how you doing? I was going like a robot, sticking to my plan. And by the end of the day, I had recorded 50 videos. But what shocked me was prior to this, I didn't think it was possible. I hadn't thought it was possible because I didn't have a plan. When you have a plan, when you have a routine, when you have a schedule that you're following, you'll be able to accomplish more than you'll ever imagine. And I wanted to tell you about that day because today we learned a 15-minute study routine. That as we went through it, you probably were thinking, wait a minute, is it really possible for me to get all of this done in 15 minutes? But when you follow a routine, when you follow a plan, when you have something in place and you follow it, you'll achieve more than you'd ever realize. Hope you enjoyed this short story, and I hope you follow this routine. I'll talk to you in the next lesson.